Kevin O'Connell after the loss.
Very, very tough feeling in that locker room right now. This team was really one of one in my mind as far as the feeling that's in there right now, the brotherhood. This team truly did a lot of special things this year, but we didn't play well enough to win the football game. And first and always, I know I've got to be better for our team. I've got 100% confidence in our players, our coaches. We've got the right kind of things going on in this organization, but we've got to find a way to play better as a team, complement each other, and do the things we need to do to win games against the class of the NFL. And that's what we're going to go back to work and do. I love this organization. I love those players more than anything, and I just appreciate everything about those guys and what they mean to me. They're a part of me, and they all know that. But that only gets you so far. You got to play to a certain standard, and we did not do that. Way too many negatives on offense, missed opportunities, and things that we could all do better. And that's what we're going to go back to work and do. It's obviously very fresh right now for a team that, from the moment I stood before them in training camp to right now, all they've ever done is be the exact team you want as a head coach. And I'm very, very fortunate to have this group and feel very blessed to be able to stand before them. Back to work we go. But this stings. I know it stings for our fans. It hurts. And we've got to use this as fuel moving forward, but at the same time understand the special group we had and acknowledge it and make sure we're aware of how we move forward, trying to build upon this team into next year.
How many sacks did you think it was Sam holding the ball? It was difficult with pressure.
Yeah, I thought we gave up some pressure. A couple of those there where they were able to scheme up a guy here or there that on paper you have accounted for, but it doesn't matter on paper. And then I did think, there were some other times where, we're not going to be able to win the game on one play, and me included. But there was just some plays there that if we go back and look at it, I'm sure, everybody in that room will acknowledge a play here or there, and just far too many negatives really over the last 2 weeks, just too many negative plays that set you behind. And in a game like that, you've got to find a way to sustain a little bit more forward momentum and still try to have your playmakers make plays, give Sam the chance to put the ball in play. We just got to find a way to eliminate some of those negatives, because that's never going to be a formula for any kind of success, regardless of if it's January or not. Just not a formula to win.
There's a lot of things that go into it, but just broadly, what do you think happened to Sam these past 2 weeks?
I think it's important that we look at it really two ways. Football-wise, playing the position of quarterback, areas that we can really focus on to improve, areas as an offense where we can pick our quarterback up with a little bit of execution, give him another click when it is a four-man rush, whatever it is. We've got to find a way to look at it from that standpoint. But also, I just want to say, I think it's very important we all think about, Sam's body of work, what he was able to do this year, when not very many people thought he would be able to lead a team to 14 wins. Very rare for a quarterback in their first year. In fact, it is rare, the most wins by a first-year quarterback with a team. And just the way he came in, committed himself to just a daily process to be the best version of himself. It did not work out in the end, and I think Sam would be the first one to tell you. Could he have played better tonight? I'm sure he would tell you that he could have. Could I have coached better? I promise you I could have. Could our team have rallied around a play here or there to try to keep that thing competitive? For sure. But the other phase of it for Sam is acknowledging the things that made him a winning quarterback this year, and the consistency at the times he had it throughout the year, and what that meant for our team, because I think that can stay with him moving forward as he goes back to work. Proud of him, proud of really everybody in that locker room, but Sam and the journey him and I went on this year will always be something that's a special place in my heart for sure.
How much did you feel like him holding the ball had to do with the pressure?
Yeah, I think, Ben, there's just times where no matter how much you believe in the scheme and how much you believe in things, especially when, sometimes you're calling quick game and if they take away your first throw, there's completions to be had. If you've got to find a way to check the ball down and just keep moving the ball forward, completions have negative effects on defenses. They just do. And those moments where you're holding that ball and your reaction is to try to make a play, we can't talk out of both sides of our mouth because he sure as heck made a lot of plays doing that this year. But I think that's part of the growth. Remember, this guy's 27 years old or whatever he is, and I think he has a foundation now of both the things you do at the quarterback position to have success and the things that sometimes you have to learn the hard way. You talk to some of the greatest players that ever played the game at that position, and they all had learning moments throughout their journey. And I think Sam will take a lot of positive out of this year. And I think he'll look, like we all will, very much, inward and what's the next step, what's the next phase for him to find that consistency. And, I'm going to do the same thing. And I still feel there's so many ways I could be better for this team. I'm so fortunate to have this group, this coaching staff, and that's what we're going to do, Ben.
You talked a lot all year about rhythm, timing, feet and eyes, and how those all operate together. How much does the type of pressure that he saw tonight and last week affect, trusting that rhythm and timing?
It's the #1 deterrent for it because, I think there were some examples where when you go back and watch the tape and you're in an air-conditioned room tomorrow, it's going to feel like, man, why didn't I just do this or that? But it's hard in the moment. It's hard with how fast things happen out there, and it's all part of it. And I think Sam, showed us all in real time he could make adjustments throughout the season to find that consistency. We just didn't do that over these last 2 weeks, and that's a we thing. That's all of us.
How about that for a head coach? Going to bat for his quarterback who meant so much to this team throughout the season, just couldn't bring what they needed over these last 8 quarters. Sam Darnold obviously at the top of the notable Vikings free agents this coming offseason, and a decision to be made there, as well as other